Hi Flosstube, I'm Annie and I am the Proper Stitcher, and welcome to episode number 70. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. I am so glad you stopped by today. This is a channel where I like to talk about cross stitch and quilting and hopefully give you inspiration to fully finish your projects. And if you're returning, thank you so much for your continued support, all of your wonderful comments, and all of the wonderful things you do. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. This is going to be a crazy exciting episode. I have major news. We have reached 10,000 subscribers. This happened yesterday afternoon. Today's Friday, so it happened yesterday afternoon on Thursday, which is when I normally record my videos. But it just yesterday ended up being a very hectic day. But when we reached 10,000 subscribers, I had to make a quick announcement on Instagram and Facebook, letting you all know. Thank you all so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. When I started this channel on April 1st, 2021, I had no idea that it would A, how long it would last, B, where it would end up going, and C, the response I would get. And I am so thankful because I know that I would not be where I am without your support. So thank you so much for those of you who share my channel, who watch my channel, who comment, who interact with me. This has been so much fun. All I knew when I started the channel is that I wanted to inspire people to finish their cross stitch and projects. I knew that I wanted people to know that it is okay to finish your projects. It's okay if they're not perfect. And it is 100% something that you can do. And it is something that you can get better at doing. So here we are a year and a half later, 10,000 subscribers later, and I'm just very, very humble and very, very thankful for all that you all have done for me. So because this happened yesterday, I didn't know when this would happen. I mean, you know, you just can't predict, but I kind of gauge my subscribers, and I gauged that it would be sometime this week. So I always knew that I would make the announcement that we have reached that number, but next week will be our video, our big celebration. So I have so many wonderful giveaways that I have been gathering for you all. I have gift certificates to Fat Quarter Shop, gift certificates to Hobby Lobby. Judy Whitman has sent me items to give away. Michelle Lee Quilts has sent me bags to give away. Jersey Girl Stitch Company has sent me pins to give away. Lady Dot Creates, Lois is sending me some things to give away. So we have a phenomenal lineup of giveaways, things to talk about, all kinds of fun things to do next week. So join me next week for our 10,000 subscriber celebration bash. It is going to be so much fun. I am trying to decide if it's going to be a regularly filmed and recorded video, or if I am going to do a live video. I've never done that before. So we'll see what happens. I will definitely, if it's something different than I normally do, I will make a post. I'll make a post on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Instagram. So now would be a great time to, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel. You'll be notified of when I make a post. You'll be notified if I decide to go on live, or when I upload a video. I also have an Instagram page that you are welcome to follow. I have a Facebook private group that you have 3 questions to answer, so that I know that you are a legitimate person who wants to be in the group and not be a spammer. So those questions are, what is Annie's favorite color, which is blue? What is your favorite cross stitch designer? List whatever's your favorite. And how did you hear about my Facebook group? And you can say the YouTube channel, you can say on Facebook, you can say any of those platforms, but I just need to know that you're a real person that wants to be in the group. So all of those avenues, I will definitely keep you informed of what I'm doing. I do know that if I do a regular recorded video next week, it'll be in the evening on Thursday, or it'll be on Saturday. I have every day next week I am in a seminar until 4 o'clock. So if it's going to be in the evening, the lighting's not that great. So it may end up being on Saturday. I'll let you know that too. So with all that being said, Thank you so much. I am so, so happy that we are on this journey together. So let's jump into today's episode. Today is going to be a little different because I did not get a lot of cross stitching done this past week. I did have a start and a finish, so that's all I'm going to share with you. I have some haul. I have some new antique samplers that have arrived that I want to share with you. And I have a list of tutorials that I have coming up that I'll be working on over this weekend. So grab your pen and paper, grab your cross stitch, grab your beverage, and let's jump right in. Okay, so on to the announcements. The one thing I want to tell you about, first of all, life updates. My son Tristan decided to get into another little fender bender over the weekend. So that has consumed some of our time this week too. So I come from a family of 5 girls. I had 4 sisters, no boys. So raising a teenage boy is very new to me. Gray, easy peasy. She is just, no issues there. With my son, it seems like there's always something going on. So this past week has been just one of those just mom moments where I just have to sit back, relax, take a deep breath, and realize that this too shall pass. So thankfully no one was hurt. Thankfully he learned his lesson, and that we are all just moving on from this. So he has definitely kept us busy this week. Gray is doing great, loving school, having a good time, enjoying all the festivities. Last week was a really hard week for her academically. Just the workload hit her all at once. We thought it would be fun to send her a cookie cake. So there's a local baker in town that does deliveries. So we had a cookie cake made for her. And what do you say on a cookie cake to someone who is having a really bad week? Well, you put the message on the cookie cake that says, "Dad is awesome." And you attach a note that says, "Does not matter how bad your day is or how bad your week is, just know that your dad is awesome." And she got a really big kick out of that. The baker got a kick out of that. And it was really funny. So it did cheer her up. It did make things better. And she did enjoy having something home baked or freshly baked in her dorm. So keep in mind that you don't always have to say, "I love you." You can just say something quirky like, "Dad is awesome." And it covers all the bases, right? Or "Mom is awesome." So that was funny. Funny little joke. Okay, so that's my life updates. This upcoming week, I wanted to remind you all, if you are in the St. Louis or that sort of area of Missouri or nearby within driving distance, Kim Gavlik with Stitch Etc. is having her official grand opening on Thursday, September 30th. Yes, September 30th. And on Saturday, October 1st. She is having, the guest designer is going to be Lori Wilson with Thread Milk Design. She is an amazing designer. She also has some adorable thread drops that she makes. Just a lot of wonderful things. I met her at Market. She has a Flosstube channel, but she will be in Kim's store Friday night and on Saturday. So Kim has so many wonderful door prizes and refreshments and all kinds of festivities planned. I know Galleria is in St. Louis that weekend, which is like a needlework Galleria. It's retail, open to the public. Kim is an hour and a half south of St. Louis. So definitely if you are traveling that way or finishing with Galleria, it is something that you can do in the same day or over the weekend. So I will list Stitch Etc's shop information below. You can also join their Facebook page to get other little tidbits and information, but she is going to probably make more announcements about that as it gets closer. So a lot of you have messaged me that you will be going, and I think that is just wonderful. It is such a great store, great little downtown area, so hopefully you can make the journey there. Okay, so I think that is all of my announcements as far as that goes. I am going to do some of my tutorials this weekend. Thank you all who watched the my episode number 69. I did sort of a question answer from a lot of your questions about your cross stitch finishing. So go and check that out if you haven't done so already. This weekend I am going to do a pillow tutorial, and I'm going to show you how I corrected the mistakes of when I cut too close to some of my cross stitch pieces and how to make that correction and how to make it still a beautiful project. So I'm going to do that this weekend. What I think I'm going to do with some of these tutorials is, instead of doing one long tutorial, say on a pillow with the trim and the bow and all of that, just do a pillow tutorial, then do a separate tutorial on attaching trim, and then do another tutorial on making a bow. So I'll chunk it out for you that way, so it'll be easier to go to exactly what it is that you're needing help with. Further down the line, I will do other tutorials like flat finishes. I will do tomato pin cushions, things like that. So we'll just have fun with it. If there's anything specific that you're wanting, just let me know and I will see what I can do to make that happen. So, who's tired now? Okay, with that being said, let's jump into whips. So I had one whip this week, just one, but it was a good one. And it was a crazy weekend. We had a lot going on last weekend. I did some minor stitching on a couple of things, but really not enough to share. So I did start a small piece. I want to learn how to make a drum. So I stitched something so that I can make a drum piece to hopefully teach you all how to make a drum. So what I did is, my friend Celeste with Celeste Creates, she sent me a photo and said, oh, look what I started today. And of course it doesn't take much for me to start something, but she was starting a piece out of this book. This is a Blackbird design book. It's called Winds of Autumn. And this is one of my favorite books by Blackbird Designs. I think I would stitch everything in this book. That's how much I love this book. This has a combination of Halloween pieces and fall pieces. So let me show you what's in here. And it's wonderful quality, it's super thick, lots of stuff in here, 12 projects. But what I stitched this week, and let me find it. I should have labeled it, but you know, I'm not that organized. Okay, so this is what I stitched. This is Autumn Sound. And I'm gonna let you look at the book. Very pretty. So this stitched piece is for the top of a drum. There are some drum pieces in this booklet, and I'll show you some of the other pages that are stitched around the side for the drum. I decided for my first drum trial, I would do the top of one. I thought maybe that would be easier because you sew the sides and then you sew the top on, and so I thought that just having the top stitched might be a good way to start. So here's what my piece looks like. So this is Autumn Sound, and I used all the called for DMC and overdyed floss. I love all of those rich tones. Let me see. The lighting, it doesn't do it justice. But the bird is in 3 different colors. It's Dolphin, Deep Sea, and Confederate Gray. All of those are Weeks Dye Works. And then there's also lots of browns, lots of greens. I put my initial on this one. Oh, and I figured out, okay, a couple of weeks ago when I did the Blackbird, the small one, I ordered a frame. It should be here soon, and I'll practice lacing on that one, and we'll talk about that too when it comes. But you remember when I said I had a little black speck on the fabric, and I thought maybe I had mascara or something on my finger, and I ended up putting my initial and then Gray's initial on there? Well, I figured out what it was. I was sitting on the back porch stitching, and I think a little gnat landed on it, and I brushed it and didn't realize it left like a little black mark on it. So interesting note, because it happened again. This time it didn't leave a mark, but I was able to get it off. But it was weird. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but I am. Okay, so this is it. It is beautiful. I love how it turned out. You can also, if you don't want to make this into a drum, something circular, you know, you could do like on a circular wooden board or on a clock, or all kinds of ideas and ways that you can finish this. I'm going to do a drum. So let me show you the flosses. So what I did, and I used my little note card, I used I used 36 count moccasin by Fortnite fabric. And this is a great fabric for just the modeling, and that color of the brown modeling is wonderful. But this is 36 count. And the directions, you can stitch it on any count you want. But if you're using the template in the book, the template is for 36 count. So if you're going to use a different count, you would just need to adjust that your template circle design. So here are all the colors I used, and I am using the my thread keeper pack from Farmhouse Needleworks. This is a project bag that she sent to me. Okay, so these are the colors. All of these, and then here are my little scrap pieces. This is DMCs, and that I did not take the time to put on floss rings because this was such a quick stitch. I think in 2 evenings I had this done. So here we go. So pretty. I absolutely love this color. This is Deep Sea. That is such a pretty blue. And that's the dominant color in the bird. You can see that deep sea, it fills out the wings and the underside. Even cocoa, a brown, is in the bird. That is just such a delicate stitch. I stitched it 1 strand of floss over 2, and I started it on the 16th, but I finished it yesterday. So I, even though it took me several days, if you stitched it start to finish, you could probably do it in two evenings, but I didn't have 2 full evenings that I worked on it. But I love it. I just absolutely love even the little dainty green leaves popped in with the brown leaves. So I will be finishing this into a drum. I kind of looked through my fabric stash before I set up today to record, and I think I might use this fabric. This is from my Jane Austen fabric, and it's a script, but the script is in brown. And then I have some vintage rickrack from Lady Creates. So I will probably do something like this. So this will be the top, and this will be the side. I don't know. I haven't decided. So I don't know if I want to do that, but this is kind of what I'm playing around with. So lots of fun. I can't wait to try something new and finish this into a drum. I have never done that before. Everybody tells me watch Ivana Pfeiffer with the Twisted Stitcher. I don't know why I always get tongue-tied. With the Twisted Stitcher, and learn from her because she has a great tutorial on a drum finish. So also in this book, while I have it out and I have no other whips to share with you, I might as well show you. And we're talking about fall and autumn. The question I asked y'all last week was, which do you prefer to stitch, autumn or Halloween? And I have not pulled out my Halloween things yet. I am working in the attic this weekend, organizing it and cleaning it out from when we moved. I never really had a chance to get it organized, so I don't even know where my Halloween decorations are. So I realized I didn't really have any autumn either. So I know that I didn't have a lot of autumn. So I thought I'm going to stitch some autumn pieces because I have in my storage, I have Halloween. So I'm going to do some autumn. But here are some of the designs in this book. This book is still available if you want to order it. I know that Johnson City Cross Stitch and Crafts has it. I don't know if Stitch Etc. does. I know that you can also get it online at so many different places. But here we go. This is one of the patterns in the book that is called Spell of the Moon. This is my other drum piece I'm going to attempt, October 31. I love that. I think I have this great floss. It's called Jack-o'-lantern, and it is a variegated black and orange. I think I'm going to do that in this one. But here's how they even show you it finished. And then even down here, having those two, that would make a cute vignette. So sweet. And but what I love about this book is it is a good blend of Halloween and autumn. This is a great autumn drum. This is called Nebraska Prairie. So that's more of a tall drum. The drum instructions say to use sawdust. Then we have some samplers. That one's called A Sister's Love. But the sampler in here that I really want to do, this is sweet. This is called Bittersweet. Bittersweet September. That's an old one. And the drum that I just did. This little bag, Blooming Sunflowers. But that would be cute framed if you didn't want to make it into a bag. They even have strawberry. This is First Winds of Autumn strawberry. That crow. And I mean, this is a fabulous book. I have said this before, but I like to keep my Blackbird design books close by, and I flip through them like they're a magazine. I can just look at them over and over again. This one is super pretty. That border is no joke, but this is one of my favorites. That one is called Patchwork Pumpkin. And then there are even some super small ones. This is called Waiting for Harvest. Waiting for Harvest, sorry. I love that. And how the initials are here. That's fun. And then we have teeny tiny little notions. This is called Sewing Companions. Super great gifts if you want to stitch those for a gift. And last but not least, this is really why I bought the book. This is called Mighty Acorn. And this is a sampler. And look at how rich and beautiful all those colors are. That house. So pretty. What is that house stitched in? I love these autumn colors. My friend Dawn was stitching something at the retreat we went to a couple of weeks ago, and it was Stacy Nash. I think it's called Turkey Hollow or something like that. But the golds in that pattern was beautiful. They were beautiful. But okay, this house is stitched in, let's see. The house is Schneckley. So the variegation of the house is absolutely gorgeous. And look at that squirrel. So this is a fabulous book. If you're wanting a good blend of Halloween and autumn patterns, one of my new favorites. New to me favorite. So that is my whip. That's it. That's all I have this week. But this next week, I already have plans this weekend. This weekend, I am going to work on my AH to EE sampler. I really want to make progress on that. Celeste, with Celeste Creates, she just framed hers, and it has inspired me to get busy on it. Since it is such a small piece, there's no reason for me not to finish it. So I'm going to work on that, and I'm going to work on some finishing, so stay tuned for those tutorials coming up. I have played around with fabric for this piece that we will go over, and I got some fat quarter bundles this week at my local quilt store. So here's one. I know that this is from the Mackinac Island collection. So I'm playing around with some of these for finishing this. Here's another one I got this weekend. And this is one of my favorites. I thought this was pretty. So I'm going to show y'all these in one of my tutorial videos. So my other haul that I got this week, when I was at the Quilter Station retreat, that was when Queen Elizabeth passed away. We arrived on Thursday, and she passed away about 2 hours before we checked in. And we all, several of us, decided to order, we wanted to stitch something in her memory. And so we decided to pick up the Plum Street Samplers, the Queen's Crowns. And so this came in yesterday, and this is beautiful. I love all of those different crowns. And it's stitched all in red. It's just absolutely beautiful. So this is Plum Street Samplers, the Queen's Crowns. And I just did a Google search because it is an older pattern. I found it on Etsy. And then I'm so excited because my Needlework Expo haul came in from Cross Stitching Crafts in Johnson City. So these are all my Liz Matthews patterns, I think. Yeah, it's just all Liz Matthews. So hello from Liz Matthews. I got Autumn Cloche. And I cannot wait to start this one. Look at that. This, she has a list of MPI silks and DMC. Don't know what I'm going to use. probably DMC. Oh, and I do have one Kathy Barrick. Oh, I love this one. Witch Training Academy. Now these will probably not get started until next week. You never know. But this one, the pattern, I mean the fabric is Seaweed by Fox and Rabbit. That's a little hard to get right now, so I might try something else. Seventh Day of Christmas sampler tree from Hello from Liz Matthews. It says all is calm, all is bright. Now this series, she has designed these patterns where you can either stitch them into the trees, or if you wanted to stitch it into a framed piece, it's different. So this is modified. So the frame piece has the wording, or you can do the trees. I haven't started these yet. I think I'm going to do the trees just to have something different. This is my absolute favorite ever. I saw the model at Quilter Station retreat. This is Winter Garden, and it is so pretty. Those colors, blues and pinks, so pretty. And then For a Friend, also from Hello from Liz Matthews. This is perfect because it blends dark blue and fall colors. My favorite. So pretty. So that's my haul that I've ordered, and I received a surprise in the mail. One I left downstairs, but it's a giveaway for next week, and I apologize. It's from Jersey Girl Stitch Company. She sent me some pins for drums, and I left them on my counter downstairs. But I'll insert a photo of them here. Teresa with Jersey Girl Stitch Company, she and her daughter make these beautiful decorative pins that you can use to put in your needle, your drums, or used in some of your finishing pieces. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Teresa. I am saving one of them I am keeping. She told me I could keep one. One is a little bit more fall, so I'm keeping one for some of the drums I'm going to make, and the rest will be used as giveaways. So I think there's a total of 4 in the box, so 3 of them will be used as giveaways next week. So thank you so much, Teresa. I really do appreciate that and all of your support. And I've shown y'all some of her pins before. She has sent us some. And then I received from Michelle Lee Quilts, sent me a very sweet card congratulating us on our 10,000 subscribers, and thanking everyone who has supported her business. But she sent me a project bag to use as a giveaway. She not only put it in this protective bag, which is how she ships her bags. She has her business card in here. But she sent me a wonderful bag and a piece of board so that when you win, you will have a beautiful bag, very protected. But what I love about Michelle's bags, and I don't want to take, you know what, she sent one for me, so I can take it out of the bag and show you. What I love about Michelle's bags is she quilts them. So they have a beautiful, sorry for the crinkle. I will link her shop below, but her name is Michelle Lee, but it's Michelle Lee Quilts. And I'll put her email below, and her phone number, and her Etsy shop. But she does custom t-shirt quilts as well as long arm services, and she makes project bags. But look at the detail in this bag and how she does that quilting on there. And I love this fabric. This is the thread that binds from Blackbird Design. Look at the back. And here's the inside. Very nicely done. These beautiful zipper pulls. Very nice. I just absolutely love her bags. And Michelle is a super sweet person. I have met her several times, and I like to consider her a friend. But I will link her shop below. But she gave us this bag for a 10,000 subscriber giveaway. So that will be in the giveaways next week. So thank you, Michelle. And that is all of my haul for this week. But I have some antique samplers to share with you. I was a little naughty and found just stumbled upon several antique samplers and I couldn't resist, and so I want to share them with you. So where to begin? I have 6 to share with you. So I'm just going to start with the smaller ones first. So, and I have to put my glasses on. I have more information. I will show these to y'all again. I don't have the information in front of me, but this one is a Pennsylvania sampler, I believe, and it is absolutely amazing. This red is beautiful, and it is from the 1800s, early 1800s. And look at this. And it was like she didn't finish. She just could not finish. She probably went on to something else. Love that red and love this shape. So sweet. This is 1886, and it is the first sampler, antique sampler that I have seen or found that is on paper. Perforated paper, or paper for cross stitching or a needlework, was invented in the late 1800s. So this is from 1886, and I love the colors on this. Can you see that paper? And what's funny is their paper looks so much easier to stitch on than our paper does now if you use paper. All these colors are so fun. Absolutely fabulous. So much fun. Sorry for the glare. I just love that piece. Then this one is a big girl. This one looks like it's stitched using wool. And I just fell in love with that red house. And all of these colors, absolutely beautiful. The blues, the reds, the greens, so fun. Look at that. And it's so much fun to see these old samplers and see where they missed count. Even counting was hard back then. It wasn't just me. Counting's hard for everybody. I bet here, hang on, she didn't finish a motif in the basket. So absolutely adorable. Love this. Love the size of it. So that was fun to find. 2 more. This one, it took my breath away. When I was reading about it, it is silk, Pennsylvania. It's stitched with silk on linen, and it's late 1700s, and it is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna hold it back here. I mean, does this not say Annie all over it with the blues and the flowers? It just is absolutely gorgeous. Let me try to get it in here without the glare. The colors and the dimension and the tiny stitches and that silk thread, absolutely stunning. The detail on this one is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And when you think about the time it took them to stitch these old ones, because they didn't have the lighting that we had or the tools that we had. So it's just unbelievable. That one is my favorite, but this one's also my favorite. And you'll see why. This is from 1815. And this one I've been studying a lot because I was laughing. A lot of mistakes because like I said, counting was hard, and I wonder how old this girl was when she stitched this. But let me hold it back here. So this one is beautiful. The colors are pretty. The motifs are pretty. And some of these motifs run into each other. I just enjoy looking at this. And do y'all see right in here? It's like she was playing with all these different colors, and it's even down in here. She was playing with different colors, different threads. This looks like it's in wool, And this over here, I mean, that doesn't seem to go. So I don't know if somebody came along after her and added to this, or if she was just, you know, practicing on some of this, on some of her motifs on this. So much fun. This one is absolutely a treasure. I love all those colors and those motifs. So I can't wait to dive into these, look at them a little bit more closely, and share more about them with you. So stay tuned on those. So those are all of my antique samplers that I found this week. Just so excited to get those in the mail. Okay, I'll put those aside. Try not to get a splinter from some of the frames. So let's just go into giveaways. This video is going to be quick and easy and short and sweet because I didn't have a lot of stitching. So the question I asked y'all last week was, what do you like to stitch? Are you an autumn person or a Halloween person? And I have to say it was pretty 50-50. A lot of you down the board, autumn all the way. That's all you like to do. And then a lot of you are like, I like Halloween. So I like to do a little bit of both now. I have to say that this Winds of Autumn book has really opened my eyes to more of the autumn stitching. I do have more Halloween at this time, but I do plan on stitching more autumn designs. So let's go into the giveaways. So thank you for participating. If you want to enter to win, this is how you do it. You subscribe to my channel, you like the video, and you answer the question below with the number you'd like to be entered to win. I do a random generator comment picker, and I use the number that you use to associate with the item you want to win. I enter that number in one at a time, and it pulls all the names that were who used that number in their comment. Then I click a button, say start, and then it pulls a random winner from the ones who use that number. So that's why it's important to leave the comment here. Don't email it to me. Don't leave it on Instagram or anywhere else. It can only be listed below. So like the video, comment below, and be a subscriber and answer the question. So I had a lot of responses. So thank you all. Here are the winners. Number 1 was the board from Stitch Etc. This goes to Kathy Haymaker. Kathy Haymaker. Number 2 is English Plum Pudding from my stash, JBW Design. This goes to Joyce Clouser. Joyce Clouser. Number 3, Trick or Treat. This goes to Cleta Waldron, Waldron. Number 4, So Happy from It's So Emma, Jody Drehemer, Drehmer, Dremer. Number 5 is the Vintage Housewife Pattern and Thread Keeper. Pattern and Thread Keeper. This goes to Julie Lewis. Julie Lewis. And number 6 is the duplicate of Kathy Barrick's A Miniature Quaker Sampler. This goes to Ann Lund, L-U-N-D, Ann Lund. So if I've called your name, email me at theproperstitcher@gmail.com. Tell me what you won, give me your name, your address, and I will get this in the mail to you. So for this week's giveaways, it's not as much as usual that I usually do, and that's because I have a lot of things for next week. So this week, the question I want you to answer is, tell me what state you live in. And if you live outside of the U.S., what country you live in. I just like to kind of have an idea of where my audience is coming from. How I know I can kind of do a quick lookup, but you know, I don't get to see your names and who's where. So kind of gives me a good idea because I recognize a lot of your names. I read your comments every week, and it'd be good to know just kind of, you know, like I know some people who live out in California and that sort of thing. So just let me know where you're from. Okay, number 1, a sampling of cards of from Prairie Schooler. This one has 4 cards. This is a squirrel. That could even be stitched into a fall piece if you don't want to make it another Christmas ornament, and then 2 spring ornaments. So number 1, 4 Prairie Schooler little cards. Number 2, my copy of Summer in the Round by JBW Designs. Number 3 is Stacy Nash Primitives, Seek Joy in All Things Pin Keep. That's number 3. Number 4 is from Bonnie with the Nebby Needle. This is Beautiful. And number 5 from Judy Whitman with JBW Designs is Christmas Ornament Designs booklet number 4. And we are still doing Judy's Christmas ornament stitch along. So if you're joining us, I am still working on the Santa, the French Country Santa. Use the hashtag JBW Ornament SAL so that I can see what you are stitching. I love seeing it. I love sharing it. And I know Judy and finally a farm girl and Stitchy Linda, we all get a kick out of seeing what everybody's stitching. So that is all I have this week. Thank you again for subscribing to my channel. Next week we will have the big 10,000 subscriber celebration bash. And so I will let you know, hopefully before I record, if I'm doing anything different. But until I see you next week, I hope you have a wonderful weekend and you get some stitching time in. I know that I am looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to catching up on all of my stitching. So thanks again for your support and have a great weekend.